Hello children, welcome to LitFears. I'm Hasini Disanayaka and today we are going to start our novella or the novel Bringing Tony Home. This was written by Tissa Abesekara. So we have this story or the novella for our O-level literature examination. So today we are going to find out what is this story is about. We are going to find out the summary of this story, because without knowing the summary, without knowing the ending of the story, we can't figure out what are the literary techniques and themes of this story. Today in this video we are going to do the summary of this story. In this story, the story has written in 3 moments. The first one is the sunset, second one is Tony, and the last one is the little train. Let's see what is the first one or the first moment, the sunset, is about. The sunset. This story begins in March 1996, where the World War II is happened, and Tissa Abesekara, who just finished filming a TV show called Pittagam Kareo, on his way home, he thinks about how much Colombo has changed since he was a child. He remembers his childhood adventures, like bringing back his pet dog Tony. So this story is about bringing back Tissa Abesekara's pet dog Tony to his home. The TV show he made reminds him of his childhood. Now as an old filmmaker, he feels nostalgic about his past. He wishes he could go back to when he was a kid, especially the day his family had to move because of money problems during World War II. Okay, it's the first part of the story, and let's move on to the second part or the second moment of the story. It's called Tony, and this is the most lengthy part of the story, and it's talk about how he lost his dog. This part of the story is talking about Tissa's childhood memory. Tissa's family moves from Department to Egodawatha. On the way they leave, their dog Tony, who's been with them for 7 years, follows them, hoping to go with them on their journey. But the conductor doesn't allow Tony on the van, so Tissa's family leaves him behind, which makes Tissa sad and angry. A few days later, Tissa goes back to Department to buy groceries and new ration books. He plans to bring Tony back with him. When he arrives, Tony is thrilled to see him. They start their journey home on foot, with Tissa carrying a bag of food and a heavy mirror, and Tony tied to him. Along the way, they rest, take shortcuts, and sometimes avoid people. Tissa gets exhausted but keeps going. At one point, he realizes he lost the ration books but finds them later. They continue their journey through fields and villages until Tissa collapses from a fever. While Tissa is sick, Tony faces mistreatment from neighbors and Tissa's family. He is tied up outside and eventually runs away because of the harsh treatment. Tissa joins a boys' gang called Sirisena's gang, where he spends time playing and exploring the village. However, he faces a dilemma when he sees a girl bare legs and starts to experience emotional growth. Later, Tissa returns to Department, worried about meeting Tony again. He does encounter a stray dog that resembles Tony but in poor condition. Tissa gives the dog a bun and then runs away. realizing there's nothing left for him in the Panama. It's a very sad part of this story. In this moment, we can see how people can change with the time. Even though Tissa is attached to this dog so emotionally in his childhood, even he had his adventurous journey to bring his friend Tony to his new house. Eventually, he even tries to get rid of him and he tries to ignore his dog when he got older. Though he should bring the poor dog home and treat him, he runs away so he can get rid of him, thinking that he has nothing left for him in the Panama. That's the second part of the story. Now let's move on to the third part and the last moment of the story. The little train. Fast forward to 1996. Tissa is now a director working on teledrama Pitagam Karyo. As the teledrama nears its end, he visits the places that holds memories of his childhood, Egodavatta and the Panama. However, these places have drastically changed due to industrialization, leaving only faint traces of his past. In the Panama, he meets an old childhood friend, Jayasena. But Jayasena doesn't recognize him at all. Feeling like he doesn't belong there anymore, Tissa begins his journey back. The sound of trains and the image of a chained dog trying desperately to break free continue to haunt his mind. In this part, we can see how Tissa finally realized the bond between his dog and him. His friends find their ways separately and his old friends even can't recognize him. But if Tony is still alive, he would come to him as they never parted. Now he's been treated by his old friends as he once ignored his old friend Tony. This story is a short one, but it carries many lessons for us to think about humans and animals of how they truly been loyal to their ones. This is a very beautiful story, students. So I suggest you to read this, not only memorize the summary of the story. I think you would read the story, this beautiful story. So in the next video, we can talk about the themes and techniques of this story. Till then, children, take care. Goodbye.